Hey guys, Jay here. This is probably the biggest, just the biggest information reveal that we have got so far in POE2 since the actual content reveal. So just a few seconds ago before I record this video, I see a notification in Discord, and it is actually from the Path of Exile official Discord. And apparently, we are having a huge bomb with all the Ascendancy revealed. This is amazing. I think this is necessary as well because it allows people to actually think and actually have a better choice of what starting class they would do, because it potentially is a lot of time investment into the class, so you would like to consider before you actually create and play the character. So let's just look at the witch here. I just expanded, but I think, yeah, there is no way to expand this one. Maybe, sorry. Open a new tab. Okay. So, huh? 20% of cold and lightning taken as fire. 20% of physical taken as chaos. This is insane, by the way. This is just very insane. This defensively, any kind of like damage conversion, defensively damage taken conversion is just insanely strong in PoE. And yeah, this is just very strong, like a no-brainer take if you have to ascendancy point and you don't really have anything that you really want. This probably will beat anything. Damn. So basically it allows you to scale like maximum fire resistant, and then the other damage type will partially be mitigated by fire resistance. So this class is going to be an abuser of a Cloak of Flame unique item. I do have a video on all the unique items that we have known so far that is going to be available in PoE2. That include Cloak of Flame, one of the very first unique that actually got the release. So it converts 40% of physical damage as fire, taken as fire. So it will synergy really well with this one, as we can just like have other ways to stack up the maximum fire resistance, and we'll be very tanky boy or girl, you know. Beta's gaze will okay, these three from a glance, it seems to have like the same theme here. One, it all reserved 20% life. Okay, so you lose 20% life basically, and gain mana from here. That's cool. Gain spirit and gain ES. So this is quite situational. So this node, I'm not sure how good they will be. Maybe the mana one is going to be very good if you play like Archmage for some reason. Maybe, for example, I'm not sure. Oh, let's just go ahead and, because here, okay, so we already note the other couple of notes from here, and there's one note, Bringer Flame, we already know before. While not on low, Infernal Flame, all damage from you and allies in your presence contribute to ignite chance and magnitudes. So that means if you stack mana, right? Mana just naturally goes very well with Archmages, and it gives a bunch of lightning damage, flat lightning damage to every spell because it is a buff now. So if it worked, if the Infernal Flame worked, still like kind of be considered as mana, then maybe Archmage is going to be good with Bringer of Flame, because we also already know that, yeah, in here this is number 7, this is number 8, so Bringer of Flame is going to be behind, so you need to take Pyromantic Pact before you take Bringer of Flame. And so if only if Archmage is going to work still as Infernal Flame, then this node is going to be pretty cool, right? Maybe there's other thing, I'm not sure. But Spirit is huge. Spirit is very huge. Maybe Minion build will benefit a lot from this one. Maybe Trigger build may just benefit a lot from this one. We don't know. Let's just see. And reserve 25 life. Okay, this get energy shield. So yeah, we'll see in actual game how much life we can realistically get, how much ES, spirit, and mana. We will need to balance it out, but these nodes are kind of like build dependent. Number 5 is Demonic Possession. We already know this one, so it is a turning into Lilith. Master Darkness, maximum of 10 Demon Flame. Okay, you gain Demon Flame every second. Okay, so it's just basically extending the potential amount of time that you can be in demon form, I think. So this is like very self-explanatory. Demon form will give you spells stronger and looks cooler, basically. Pyromantic Pact. It is the mana turned into Infernal Flame. This is very, very, very interesting. This is the reason I kind of wanted to start as this class. And now that I see everything else, I think I still start with this class. Bringer of Flame is the Ignite stuff. Seething Body. While on high Infernal Flame, you and allies in your presence gain 20% of damages fire. So this is just more damage. Pretty cool. But it is conditional, so it depends on how much Infernal Flame you are having. So if we can find a way that kind of like balance your Infernal Flame to a point where you always kind of be on high or on maximum or something, it will be just very consistent. Loyal Hellhound. So this is the minion that is going to just help you kill everything, basically. It does have 20% of damage taken from hits, always taken from your Hellhound before you. So this, along with the note above here, this is insane. Right? This class is very tanky. It does have a lot of tools for tankiness. Become ignited when you deal a critical hit, taking 15% of your life and energy shield as fire damage per second, but gain 30% more critical damage bonus. This is kind of interesting. This is number 11, so this is like a standalone note over here. I'm not sure how strong it will be or how badly the downside it would be, but it really depends on how well we can scale crit in the game, basically. So this looks promising and interesting. I probably will still start at this class, but let's look at the other ones. All right, so let's look from the top here. This is the Sorceress. Okay, so let's just look this way. I think this way is it. I think it's too hard to see. So Scouring Wind. Exposure you inflict lowers the affected resistance by additional 20%. Okay, so this is just straight up more damage. Assuming that you did not reach the threshold to lower enemy resistance yet, because for what I know in POE2, I think you can only lower enemy resistances to 0 or penetration to 0, so that will need to be confirmed. But this is very strong. Tempest Caller, so it gained the Elemental Storm on critical hit. This is very cool. I really like this thing. Trigger, right? Elemental Storm have 150% more cooldown recovery rate. Okay, so this just straight up more power on the Elemental Storm, so you can build around it. Heavy Snow, target can be affected by 2 chills. Okay, so this is chill. This is just like an Elementalist. So this one is the chill one. Cool. This one, increased effect of Arcane Surge. That seems cool. Arcane Surge is going to give you mana regen and cast speed, so I think it can be very strong, especially if you play Archmage, because you are going to have a lot of mana. It doesn't have a cap, so the more mana you have, the stronger it will be. So this seems like a very good class for Archmage build. Target can be affected by 2 shock. We already know this one. These are kind of like the previous Elementalist. Yeah, all damage contribute to shock. 40% of elemental damage taken recoup as energy shield. Jeez. Okay, this is pretty strong stat. Very, very, very strong recovery for ES. You have Arcane Surge. Okay, so this class, I would say the most interesting thing for me is the Tempest Caller, because I want to mess around with a trigger skill. So, but overall, it looks quite strong and have some synergy with Archmage, as we can see quite clearly over here. All right. Chronomancer. Let's see if this class is actually going to be anything interesting. Skills have 33% chance to not consume cooldown when used. Time snap, time freeze, temporal rift. We already know this one. This is actually quite strong potentially for bossing, because you can have a bunch of big damage spell that have a very long cooldown, and then you can use it multiple times. Every 12 seconds gain 50% more cast speed. So this is more burst damage if you can manage to play around with it. Enemies in your presence are slow by 20%. This is very strong. If you can couple it with like temporal chain curse, then enemies is like more than 50% slower. Quite insane actually. Circular heartbeat. 30% damage taken, recoup a slap. Holy shit. Rapid river, recoup effect instead occur over 4 seconds. Okay, so this is actually interesting. So in POE1 by default, the recoup effect occur over 3 seconds, over 4 seconds by default already. So it is here. Now it needs this to occur over 4 seconds. So I think it probably is like 6 seconds or something. By default, I'm not sure, but that means recoup is slightly weaker than in POE1. But you know, the game has like completely different balance, so maybe it's fine. But anyway, I think from here, right, this class is going to be very specific when you have like something that is very specific that you want to do. But I don't find this class to be very interesting for me, at least for now. Titan, I am interested in this one. Okay, Titan. Every second slam skill you use yourself is ancestrally boosted. Okay, ancestrally boosted has 20% more damage and area of effect. I think this is pretty cool. Just straight up pretty strong. More AoE and more damage. Very nice. Carry a chest with... This is extremely nice quality of life, especially for mapping. Later, if you juice the content to a level that you have a lot of loot, this would just be a lot of quality of life. But there is no real power in terms of like character power. But this, we used to have this for a little bit in POE1, but everybody loves it. They took it away. And now it's back, but with trade-off for 2 Ascendancy point. This... Damn. Increased effect of... Huh? Huh? 50% increased effect of small passive skill? 50%? This is broken. If it applied to everything that is in the passive skill tree. Remember, you have 100 passive skill tree. I would say in that 100, on average, you should have at least 90 points. That is small passive. That is at least 50% bonuses from all of those is going to be an insane number. Okay, I'm not gonna math it out right now, but this looks insane. Hulking form. This looks pretty damn insane. Jeez. Crushing impact. Okay, crushing blow. This is the stun stuff that we already see in the reveal. This is stun stuff. Oh, nerfed before release. So I think Jonathan mentioned this is 20% more life, but now it is 15. RIP. But it's still strong. 15% more life is still very strong. All right. I like this one. This is just like a manly stuff. Oh, I didn't see the more armor from body armor, so it depends on if you have a good body armor. Okay, the slam half aftershock here is quite cool. So I like this one. This looks like the melee class that I am going to try out, maybe after the first character. Okay, Warbringer. There's a lot of things that is interesting here, especially the ancestral spirit. So this one, break armor equal to 10% hit deal. I think this can be strong. I'm not sure how important it will be. You can break enemy armor to below 0. So this is just like infinite ramping for damage. So this is, I think this is pretty good. It doesn't give you damage like straight up, but it just is a lot more damage. Potentially infinite. Jade Heritage. Okay, this is like a oh shit button that you can just toggle on and off. So it is pretty nice, I guess. An answered call. So ancestral spirit. Each of your totem will summon a spirit, 5 for you. The totem summon a minion dies. Okay, so we need to wait and see. If these ancestral spirit do something interesting rather than just run away like the monkey in the trailer, then it'll be pretty damn fun. I think I like this kind of thing. It looks cool. Anyway, we'll need to wait for this one. 20% of damage from hits is taken from your nearest totem life before you. Okay, this is just like the minion of the Infernalist. This is a very strong stat, by the way, defensively. 40% chance to block from a shield. Okay, this is also potentially relatively strong. Less block chance, but can block damage from all hits while shield is not raised. Damn. Corpses you explode. Okay, so this is the Warcry stuff. I think this is a very interesting class. It can be used for Warcry build. I think there are people already theory crafting with Warcry, because we do have a, I think it is Corrupting Cry support gem to support a Warcry and make it deals like damage over time based on your strength. So that is very cool. Since we have no cooldown, we can just spam the Warcry and clears everything, as you have also explosion here. So it's very cool, very cool. This class, yeah, looks promising. I like it. It can do a lot of things actually. By the way, break armor equal to 10% hits damage deal. For example, these two, you don't even need to be melee. You can be just physical damage to just benefit from this one. You don't even need to be melee. All right, so just saying that. Deadeye. I think we know Deadeye. Okay, let's just quickly look through it. This is, yeah, this is the exact same thing that got leaked by our lovely Fextra Life site. I feel disgusted when I think about it. Anyway, this is a bow class. It looks really strong, especially with rain arrows. If you can have decent amount of evasion as well, and you can dodge stuff, you don't get hit a lot, then it is very tanky as well. The 3% less damage per tailwind. That is 30% on 10 tailwinds. 30% less damage taken. It's insane. Alright? It's just insane. Lose tailwinds and when hit here. Just remember, if you do not get hit, maybe you step on like a damage over time effect, you get burned or something, you still get 30% less damage taken from that damage over time. So this class overall is still very good. It is just for a POE1 player. If you don't really enjoy the playstyle for, you know, Ranger or projectile skill, then this class looks kind of boring. Not very interesting for POE1 player, because it has a lot of you know, similarity to what Deadeye used to be in POE1 as well. Okay, Pathfinder, let's see if there's anything new. I think since the other one is correct, then this probably is also correct from, again, Fextra Life, the first website to ever publish any information. Life Flask, okay. Yeah, it's the same one. I'm not really a fan of this class, at least for now. We'll see how strong these are. But other than that, pretty much if you play this one, you are a poison build. Nothing more, nothing less. Bloodmage. Okay, let's see what they are cooking with Bloodmage. So we always need to have the Sanguimancy over here. So skill gain, okay. Okay. Become life and can overflow. So this gift overflow basically can double your life. So that's pretty cool. We have life leech, which seems like just naturally you need to have this. This is from spell damage, which is very, very nice. Curse have infinite duration. I don't think this is going to be very, very valuable. I don't think this is. Damage, 10% damage as extra physical. Okay. Elemental damage also contribute to bleeding magnitude. So this can be bleed build. Okay. Ooh, they already nerfed this as well. 1% crit damage bonus per 40 life. Base crit chance for spell is 15%. This is very, very strong. Base crit chance for a lot of spell from what I see is like anywhere from randomly from maybe 5% to 13% is the highest one that I've seen for spells. So this on a 5% base crit chance spell is insane. This thing is very, very good. The Sunder the Flesh. Okay, 20% life loss from hit is prevented. Then much life is slot over. Okay, so this is the effect for like a Petrified Blood before. This is very strong. This is just a very strong thing to help you deal with one shot, basically. Gain energy shield from equipped body armor. Okay, we already know about this. So this class, right now, I can say it is pretty damn strong. However, the amount of builds that we can really have is kind of limited. So, yeah, it is super strong in terms of power. You can obviously use a lot of spells because it doesn't really force you to use a particular spell. But however, the way you build the character is pretty much similar because you need to stack life. Kind of. The whole thing about this class is stack life. So you stack life and you can use that to scale whatever. Infernalist, we already looked at. This one, Witchhunter, I don't think there will be new information. Yeah, we already know everything about Witchhunter, so I will not go through this one. But this class also, again, except for maybe if you play a minion build, then it is not going to help a lot. But other than that, this class is basically like all-rounder. You can play it with anything. And the same thing should go for Gemling Legionaire, but we still can see a bunch of other things. Oh! Okay, so I think it is confirmed that quality for gems is going to be very strong because they actually nerf this from 12% to 10%. One level of all skill. This is pretty insane, actually. Less cost of skill, very nice, and okay, more attribute requirement. I don't think this is going to be a big problem for this class. 3 additional skill slot. Okay, that's very cool. We know that. You can use 2 copies of the same support gem. Okay. This class is going to be able to do everything in the game. And basically, it can't make anything much more broken. This is the only way in the game that you can use 2 multiple projectile. The only way in the game that you can use like 2 hourglass or, you know, basically anything. We'll see. I think this class, again, I still think this class is a heavily endgame focused class. And it can do anything. Because all the bonuses here are very universal. Inherent bonuses. Ooh, inherent bonuses from int, strength, and dexterity are double. I think this class is going to be a very strong endgame, and you can play a lot of build with it. Like almost everything. If not everything. Invoker. By the way, I will probably have like a more deep dive, a more like closer look after like careful consideration about all the classes, each of them, so it will not be a very long video. But this one is just like the first time that I kind of check out all the information here, so it's just very just first impression kind of. Lead me through grace. Okay, 1 spirit for every 6 ES in equipped body armor. Okay, 1 spirit for every 15 evasion equipment. Okay. Cannot gain spirit from equipment. Okay. So this class can gain spirit, and basically in trade-off you cannot get scepter. So potentially this can be a lot of spirit, because in body armor this number can be pretty insane. Evasion also grant physical damage. Huh? Evasion rating also grant physical damage reduction. Holy shit, even with the 40% less evasion rating. This is an insane node. Jeez. Holy shit. If you have anything that is like the Dream Feather sword in POE1, which scale damage based off of evasion, this is just going to be absolute bonkers. Holy shit. Normally, the weak side of the evasion build is when you get hit, because you build evasion, you don't have armor, you don't have physical mitigation, and you cannot take one big hit if that is the hit that slipped through all your evade, right? But now, you don't need to worry about that anymore. This defensively is extremely strong, so you don't get hit often. Not like you rarely, because you probably cannot scale very well with 40% less, but it is, you still have a lot of mitigation as well. So, and mitigation is much better than armor. Just a heads up. I don't recall they say that they would change that in POE2. Meditate, lame. I am Blizzard. Yeah, I am Thunder, and I shall rage. We already know this. This is kind of like very self-explanatory. Meta skill gem gain 35% more energy, so this helped a lot with trigger build. But I'm not sure if it is going to be good. Let's see. Critical hit ignore. Ignore non-negative enemy monster resistances. Jeez, this is very strong. Scatter them to the wind, so this is elemental expression. Okay, cool. This class seems very strong. I think this node is very lame. Probably nobody is going to take it. But other than that, I think this class, yeah, now I understand why a lot of people want to try this class. This is very strong. This is just very strong. You kind of need to build elemental. That is the only slight drawback, but elemental is pretty much a lot of the build in the game anyway. And last but not least, Chayula. So Mana Leech is instant. A lot of people already talk about this one as well. So this have like natural synergy with Mind Over Matter, and then Eldritch Battery, or no, not Eldritch Battery, but Mind Over Matter, and CI. This chaos, what is this? Is whatever. Damage as extra chaos. This is just extra damage, and it's quite random. Into the breach. Okay. Okay, so if you collect the bonuses, the things here, you gain temporal bonuses. Okay, yeah, that's whatever. Effect duration of Chayula is double. Okay, so this is just like collecting more stat, basically. I think in a boss fight, this shall be very helpful. It can stack up to quite a lot of stat, I think. Embrace the darkness. This is questionable. Remove all spirit is very, very strong downside. So, yeah, questionable. Number 7. Let me see number 7. So, in order to get these things. Okay, so yeah, I don't think this is going to be utilized very much. Probably people are going to be going for the mana and ES thing over here. Maybe the Into the Bridge thing. But probably the Embrace the Darkness will need a lot of testing before we actually figure it out if it is good or not. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, that is all the class. I will leave the link in the description. Probably you don't need it, but I will leave the link in the description to this anyway. So, yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I will probably try to go deep dive into, like, maybe 2-3 classes that I look looks like I am the most interested in, and maybe try to break it down deeper. Obviously, I don't think I can do all classes, because that will just makes everything like very, very poor quality. So yeah, probably Infernalist is going to be one of them. From just the vibe, I really like Titan, just the vibe, right? Warbringer or Titan, I think I still prefer Titan personally, even though Warbringer may look stronger, but yeah, I think probably those two are going to be the classes that I am going to have like a much more in-depth breakdown in this channel before we actually get into the game. But thanks for watching. This is again huge information, so I hope this does help you decide on which class you are going to play. Let me know which class you are going to play, by the way. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next one. Peace.